Good morning, everyone. I'm Erika James, Dean of the Wharton School. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming the families, partners, friends, faculty, staff, and alumni around the globe who have gathered to celebrate our honored guests, the Wharton class of 2021. I'm delighted you have joined this year's graduation ceremony, which we've titled One Wharton. We've asked several members of our Wharton community and network to join us for this event with a singular purpose: to celebrate our amazing graduates and all you have accomplished during their time with us. The event promises to be uplifting, exciting, and, like our class of 21, truly one of a kind. As a professor and dean, there are two things that are fundamental to my work: writing and talking. Professors do research and then write about our findings in academic journals, which mercifully none of you will likely ever have to read. We write about them in books and case studies, which by now you are all probably sick of reading. Then we talk about our research in classes that we teach, with companies we consult, in the media, and just about any place else where we can find someone to listen. In my 25 years of writing and talking, I have rarely been at a loss for words. But today is one of those rare occasions. What do I say to a class of students whom I have never had the privilege to meet in person? How do I thoughtfully acknowledge the disruption seen during your time at Wharton, while still conveying my belief that the benefits of your degree and experience will continue to accrue for you long after you graduate? I'm not wholly sure how to answer these questions, which is why finding adequate words feels so difficult. So let me start with what I do know. I know that the one thing any of us have control over in our lives is ourselves. We control our thoughts, our actions, and our interactions. We have authority over the things that we take into our thoughts and make the basis for our actions. And we have the responsibility of knowing the things we take in ultimately influence our outcomes. Several years ago, my husband told me I was an insecure risk taker. On the surface, that may seem like an oxymoron, but what he was observing was that in certain situations, I appeared to lack confidence that certain things I was pursuing would actually work out. He noted that I didn't think I would get accepted to a PhD program, which I did. He reminded me that I wasn't certain I would even earn tenure, which I did. He even recalled that I hadn't considered becoming a dean until close colleagues suggested I pursue it nearly a decade ago. And here I am today. What my husband was saying was that during key times when I considered something impossible, or at least I told myself the outcomes would likely not go my way, I still chose to take the risk. Despite all the odds that cite low acceptance rates and virtually no pathways for women of color to become Ivy League deans, I still went after these things and achieved them. This is not a declaration of my strength, but rather a recognition of a shared fact. At some point in life, we all doubt ourselves. But we also all have control over how we respond to such doubt. So the question is, what will you choose? How will you decide when to take such personal and professional risks? I try to focus on trust. When it comes to making choices, I have learned how important it is to trust myself and those within my inner circle. And for me, there are 3 trust questions I ask before taking a risk. First, do I trust my own competence? In other words, do I believe I have the skills, the knowledge, and experience to do something well? If the answer is no, then am I willing to seek the support I need to succeed? If the answer is still no, I have to seriously question whether this is the right move for me. But if the answer to either of these questions is yes, then I feel much more confident in my choice. Second, am I willing to communicate what I want? If no one knows what I'm striving for, how will I attract the people and the resources who will be instrumental in helping me reach my aspirations? And yet communication, like trust, is a two-way street. We need people to be honest in their communications with us, and we need to be open to hearing it. Third, do I have a track record of being able to deliver? Trust involves an informal contract we make with ourselves and with others. So I have to determine if I have a history of following through on my commitments in this area. Or put more directly, is there proof that I have done what I said I would do? And if my track record affirms these things, then it's a powerful indicator to me that the risk is worth it. Today, as you become alumni of the Wharton School, you join 100,000 Wharton graduates who have attained this milestone, plus hundreds of faculty, staff, and supporters all confident in your ability to thrive. Though I may not have gotten to meet many of you in person, the class of 2021 will always be special to me. Not only because you are the first graduating class under my term as dean, but because you navigated the choppy waters of this past year with grace, stamina, and ingenuity. So today, in the spirit of taking in only what can sustain you, let me offer you this. Trust yourself. Trust that you are prepared with the competence you need to be a force for good in the world. Trust that the ideas you put out into the world will attract the people you need to truly thrive. And finally, trust that your accomplishments are an affirmation of a bright future ahead. Let me conclude by saying, congratulations, graduates. On behalf of the entire Wharton School, we are so proud of what you have achieved and can't wait to see how you make your mark on the world.